Okay. Shout out to, first of all, Dennis Allen, the Saints getting this win. Shout out to the beer run. This is the breakdown. You guys needed this. This is Saints head coach Dennis Allen giving the press conference after this Giants win. Let's go.
Hey, I thought it was all over.
Yep, this is it. My name is Nick. This is Roll Coverage. We're going to jump into it. This is Mr. Dennis Allen, Saints head coach, giving a little bit of a breakdown after this Giants win. Just in case you guys don't know, over here at Roll Coverage, we are able to do these breakdowns on the regular. Obviously, with the Christmas season and everything right here, we're going to try and get as many videos to you guys as possible to enjoy with your family. So, without further ado, let's jump into Mr. Dennis Allen.
On the game, and I was proud of our guys to come out and play it the way they did today. And look, now we got to get ready on a short week to fly out to LA and play against the Rams.
That's all things considered. Was this as good as your team has played across the board?
Yeah, look, yeah, I thought our guys played well. I thought offensively, defensively, and in the kicking game, I thought all three phases. Look, I think there's been a couple other games, New England, whatever, where I feel like we've put a complete game together. I do feel like this was a complete game by our team.
Dennis, how about from the start, though, especially setting the tone with the fourth quarter, playing an entire game with the lead?
Yeah, well, look, I mean, it was good, I mean, to be able to play with the lead and for the entire game, I think that was good for our team. Our team's, battled adversity and had to play from behind, and in this game to start off with the lead, I thought that was good. I thought, look, I mean, third down, we were 6 of 11. They were 2 of 16 on third down. So I thought that was a big factor in the game. I thought our red zone offense, again, we were 2 of 2 down there in the red area. So, some things that we said we needed to get better at and improve on, we've done that.
And I know you can never pinpoint what leads to games like that, but what did you sense this week that was clicking in, please?
Yeah, well, look, I mean, we got a good veteran group.
They had Michael Thomas and all that other stuff. He's pretty much done for the year. We've had so many opportunities to, really knock these guys out, meaning my Carolina Panthers. And yeah, we couldn't execute versus these guys. These guys have a veteran quarterback in Derrick Carr and a veteran backup in Jameis Winston, to be honest with you. The addition of Chris Olave, I'm going to get this one. I think their wide receiver is Rashid Shaheed or Rashid Saheed. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that, but he's good. Unless I'm thinking of the wrong person. If I am, I apologize. But Alvin Kamara, of course, in the run game. They've got so many great opportunities. Didn't they also get Jamal Williams as well? So yeah, this team is ready. I think Dennis Allen will get the axe in the offseason, but I don't know why. Obviously, the Saints are not going to win the division, which they probably should have contended with. So I understand that part of it. But at the same time, if you can't bring anybody measurably better than Dennis Allen, I'm not really sure if this is the best option. Regardless, I think that Derrick Carr is going to be there a little bit longer. I think they will probably explore the option of bringing Davante Adams down there, getting rid of Michael Thomas, Olave, and Davante Adams would be pretty dynamic. And that defense, boy, if they can just keep hunting, this could be a really great team next year. But yeah, it's just an interesting thing. New Orleans has a lot of questions to answer this offseason.
And they understand what's at stake. And they had a good week of practice and went out and played well. And I thought some guys, had to step up. Landon Young stepping up in place of Ryan Ramczyk. I thought, overall, I thought the protection was really good. I don't know if I'm getting questions about the quarterback this week, but I thought the quarterback played really well. So we'll make sure we get that on record. It was, effective, game in all three phases.
I think the Giants and I have been pounding the table on this. The Giants are wasting Jalen Hyatt's rookie year. I think he could have been a 1,000-yard receiver, no problem. He should be in the realm with Jordan Addison at this point. But unfortunately, they do not have a quarterback good enough to really get him the ball. So I think that's going to hurt Jalen Hyatt long term. Their best option would honestly be trying to flip him for like a second or something like that. I think you could get that, given how young he is and everything, so you could really get your pick back and move forwards. But without that, I just don't see this becoming more. The Giants need to use Jalen Hyatt. If he had, 10 targets, I think this is a completely different game. The Saints have to fight, most likely still win, but they have to really fight for this win, whereas they were pretty much coasting, like you said before. They had to lead pretty much the entire game. So
That's the best game that Derrick has played all season, probably.
Well, look, I mean, probably statistically, I mean, 218 yards probably is not, nobody's, jumping off the table. But
that's going to be something that a lot of people are going to use. Again, my Panthers fan base, or the Panthers fan base, excuse me, are like, oh man, Bryce put up 150 yards and no picks, so that's a good game. No, it's not. If Tom Brady put up 150 yards and no picks, no touchdowns as well, then it would be a terrible game. So I think that, yes, their offensive firepower overall suffered this week, but they also have a lot of injuries. So this is something that they really need to retool in the offseason, get another wide receiver in there to help out, basically free up Chris Olave, and then go from there. They, like you said, they've had a bunch of guys step up, but nobody's really pushed into that wide receiver 2, because I do believe Olave is obviously one.
With 218 yards, but 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. I thought the protection, again, was outstanding in the game. Gave him some opportunities to get the ball down the field. A 134 quarterback rating. I mean, I thought he played well, and I thought the players around him played well.
Yes, the pass.
I thought so too, but again, you're versing the New York Giants, so that's kind of the caveat that we give to that. If you had done this against the Niners, then I'd be like, yeah, everybody deserves like pats on the back all around, but you beat the Giants, so it's kind of like beating my Panthers this year, man. It's not. I can't put too much cachet into that.
Rush. You've had some difficulty this year with quarterbacks escaping. Obviously, that didn't happen today. Was there something different about how the pass rush?
Well, without really getting a chance to kind of look at the tape, it's hard for me to say exactly. I thought our guys did a good job of understanding, rush lane integrity, and how we had to rush this quarterback. And then when we did get him off the spot, guys were able to finish and get him on the ground. And I think that's really been probably the biggest difference, really, when you look at the last 2 weeks, is I think, we've been able to finish much better on the quarterback when we've been able to get him off the spot. And so, but certainly this was probably our best day in terms of, being able to get after the quarterback and being able to finish on the quarterback.
Did you change anything about plan or approach that led to that?
No, not really. I mean, look, we had a significant amount of pressure. We had some 4-man rush. We mixed our packages up just a little bit. Look, I thought we did some things on first and second down too that, where we were kind of able to, affect the quarterback a little bit. And look, I think on the back end, our guys, for the most part, they got a couple of plays there in that, last 2-minute drive where the quarterback kind of extended a little bit and was able to find some guys late down the field. But I thought overall, our ability to eliminate the shots down the field, I thought was really good for us defensively.
Sorry about that little video error. Had a little bit of a issue with my messaging app.
Talk about rhythm on offense. Does that exist on defense too, in terms of getting?
Look, I think momentum's a real thing, and I think confidence is something that's confidence breeds confidence. So when you
and the body language, I haven't really commented on it so far, because it's been kind of all over the place. But he obviously seems to be taking it in, addressing it, and then moving forward. So you're kind of seeing that here. Means he doesn't really have an answer for them. In my experience so far, I feel like that means that he doesn't have the confidence in his answer, but maybe that's just me. Just the way he's answering it. Normally we go back to like the Todd Bowles, is even the Chris Tabor. The one that I really give a shout out to on the Carolina Panthers is Ejiro Evero's press conferences, where he genuinely is super involved, really is concise with his answers, and answers them in a respectable manner to all players. So
when you go,
and by the way, I'm not saying that Dennis Allen is being disrespectful. I'm just saying it seems like he doesn't 100% believe 100% of what he's saying.
Out there and you make some plays, you become more confident, and then you tend to make more plays, which makes you even more confident. I thought both sides of the ball had a little bit of that going on today.
You brought up the quarterback. We didn't ask. Are you irritated by the amount of criticism that he gets?
I just think it's unfair, my personal opinion, but I know.
The good thing you iterate that it's your personal opinion, because most people would disagree with you. I think if a player has 180, 200-yard game, one touchdown, no picks kind of thing, that's not really a win on his side. That's more of a team win. I think that this was a overall Saints team win. I don't think this is necessarily Derrick Carr, but overall, he's given Carr his flowers, trying to keep that confidence up. We obviously know Carr is also hurt. So
everybody's got the right to their own opinion, but I thought he played really good in this game, and I think just like with everything else, I think when you play that position, you're going to get your fair share of criticism, and when somebody plays really good, I think we need to make sure we recognize that he played well.
It's absolutely fair. He deserves the criticism, but he also deserves the praise. They did come out with a great win, but it was a great team win.
Do you feel like the team played with a sense of urgency from start to finish?
Yeah, I did. So.
Steve, and I'm gonna put the shout out just in case you guys see it. Dale and my dudes over at the Beer Run. From what I can remember, they don't even think Dennis Allen is going to remain in the position once we get to the off season. He's going to be fired in the off season. So, is this him just kind of coping with the fact that he knows he's going to get fired? Maybe, but at the same time, Dennis Allen is a newer head coach. And an unproven one. But I feel like this year he's proven that he can be a head coach. Just might take some time to develop. It's more of, is the Saints organization willing to let him develop, or do they want an immediate juicy hire, which is what, say for example, my Carolina Panthers are going after. So
yeah, it was good. It was a good game for us.
Dennis, did the officials? Sorry.
Same question.
Same question. Did the officials give you any explanation for the personal foul call on Alontae Taylor? Did they think he lowered his head?
Yeah. I really didn't ask. I didn't agree with the call.
Ask. That's an interesting answer.
And so I was more expressing my feelings than asking what they saw or called. It was a big play in the game, though. Really, I mean, when you really look at it, that's a big play.
The fact that he's played with so many injuries, you've seen quarterbacks do this in this league. Do you think he's displayed? I don't know if it's like uncommon toughness or real toughness?
I think he's mentally and physically tough.
But I also see the Saints moving on from Derrick Carr. My crazy idea was in the Arthur Smith one is maybe they go out there and they try and make a push for Derrick Carr to come to the Falcons. Give up Kyle Pitts, give up their first round pick this year kind of thing, and see that thing. But at the same time, I also feel like, they're not going to do the trade in division, that whole shebang. So it's going to be a little tough to do that. Plus, obviously, the money with Carr. I just feel like Carr is getting closer to David Carr than he was Derrick Carr from 2 or 3 years ago. So that's just my opinion.
I do. And I thought, he stepped up today and made some plays and made some throws. And obviously it wasn't perfect. There's some plays that probably could have been better. I thought some guys made some plays for him too, and that's why that's why this game is all about. There's 11 guys on the field on every single play, and nobody does it by themselves. And so, I thought the protection was really good in the game. I thought guys made some plays down the field when they had opportunities to, and I thought Derrick was doing a good job of getting through his reads and getting the ball to the right people.
The New Orleans Saints AV room or audio room or whatever the hell that does stuff like this. Carolina Panthers have a problem with it. You can't hear people at times. You guys seem like you guys have an open mic. I don't know why these press conferences have so many issues. But yeah, I'm sorry if it's a little loud on y'all's side or if it's a little, interesting sound. They just, I guess, leave the mic open the whole time. So
I feel like the sort of younger receivers stepping up and everything in this game, especially with Olave.
Yeah, look, I mean, That's part of what this league is, you know. Like, young guys are going to have to step up and make some plays. I think on, you know, the long yardage situation with A.T. Perry being able to catch the ball, again, it doesn't happen if you don't have good protection because it takes a little bit of time to get down the field. But I thought he ran a good route, came back to the ball, caught it, was able to get north and south and advance it and get the first down, which was a big play.
How close was Chris going?
Look,
He's wide receiver 1 for the New Orleans Saints, so that man is infallible right now.
my plan was see where he was at this morning. If he felt good enough, I was going to get him out on the field and work him out. And I think, you know, as he got here this morning, I don't think he felt like he was going to be able to go out and do the things that he needed to do to be effective. And, you know, particularly with us playing a Thursday night game, you know, trying to get him healthy and get him back, you know, in for that game, I thought kind of went into that decision a little bit.
Dave said it's different with every player. Does the fact that he didn't practice 2 times last week matter at all as well? Like,
yeah, look, I mean, I wouldn't say that we're going to try to make a habit out of guys not practicing and then getting out there on the field and playing, you know, but I felt like if he was able to go and he was able to provide something for us, even if in a limited role, that I thought he was the option that I thought gave us the best chance to win.
Was there something in the Giants defense that made you want to explore?
If Chris Olave is not your focus for your offense, besides Alvin Kamara, of course, establishing a run game, play action, the whole nine, if he's not the main person you want to feed, then I don't know what the hell we're doing here. He is killing it right now. Olave will be a top 10 wide receiver, I'm willing to bet, next year, if he isn't already this year. It's all dependent on that quarterback room, though. So if that quarterback room stays healthy, Olave has a chance. But just like Justin Jefferson up in Minnesota, with no Kirk Cousins, it's a completely different team. So,
An opportunity with tight ends, or was there a self-scout that said you wanted to get tight ends more involved?
Yeah, look, I mean, you know, generally, you know, when you face a team that's got, you know, a lot of exotic looks and things of that nature, it kind of calms down a little bit when you put a bigger grouping on the field. And so I think that was just part of the game plan to see what we were getting. And as we got into the game, we felt like there were some things that we could do to, you know, have some success.
And then how much did that help when you see Juwan deliver on that? And
I thought it was awesome to see him go and make that play, you know, and then obviously, you know, the goal line play down there to Jimmy, you know, from the half-yard line was a big play. So I thought our tight ends kind of stepped up and played well in the game.
Dennis, before y'all played the Panthers, y'all had 2 shutouts, keeping the opponent out of the end zone rather all year, and then back-to-back games, you'll let the opponent get in the end zone. What kind of
weird question. The fact that an NFL team lets somebody get in the end zone, man, it happens. Yeah, they shut out some teams, but, man, it's the NFL. People are going to score.
point do you think the defense has turned recently?
Well, we've played better the last 2 weeks, and so, but you know, you're really only as good as your last outing, and so we've got to, you know, go back and make whatever the corrections are that we need to make from this game, and get ready for, you know, a really good, you know, LA Rams team.
Dennis, it's been like almost 5 years since Keith Kirkwood caught a touchdown pass. Just curious what kind of impact it has, like what does he bring to the team?
Look, I mean, he's a guy that, you know, he's kind of been up, then he's been down, then he's been back up, and he's look, he comes to work every single day and works his tail off, and he's appreciative of every opportunity he gets. So for him to get an opportunity to go out there and make some plays is good to see.
This is the end of that press conference. Obviously, there's a lot being said, but obviously there's a lot not being said. Dennis Allen is most likely on the hot seat and on his way out when the offseason comes a knocking. Regardless, if you need breakdowns like this on the regular, my name is Nick. This has been Roll Coverage. Make sure you subscribe to us on the socials below. Other than that, have a great Christmas and have a great rest of the day. Peace.